All right, let's talk a little bit more about all the ways that we can make the robot move. Because so far, the only thing we've done is moving the robot in XYZ space, either in a relative mode or in absolute mode. But anytime we've moved, the robot has kept the orientation that it has at that given moment, right? In this case, pointing down, right? But we may want to make the robot have a different orientation, point that way, that way, because we may want to pick things up, lay them down on the table, you name it. Just as we can move the robot around, we can also rotate the robot, right? And that will always be referred to what's called the tool center point, which is a point that is right here at the center of the tip of the robot, of the flange. So if I want to rotate the robot, I can rotate the robot around any of the axes that we have in the base. So for example, if I want to make the robot point this way, to me, what I can do is I can make it rotate around the x-axis, right? And because if I use the right hand rule, the right axis is like this, then positive motion is indicated by my fingers. So that's going to be a positive angle, is going to rotate it like this. So if I go to the console and I type rotate, because it's going to be relative to where it is right now, and then I type the x vector, I can represent the x vector with the coordinates of that vector, so 1, 0, 0, and then the value that I want the robot to rotate in degrees. So if I want the robot to face this way, I can say 90 degrees. I close parenthesis, semicolon, and as I hit enter, the robot starts rotating, looking at me. I'm going to speed things up for the next action, so speed to 50 millimeters per second. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the robot move back to where it was, right? So I'm going to rotate in 1 around the x-axis, 1, 0, 0, and minus 90 degrees. I'm going to undo the motion that I just made. And as you can see, the robot is going back. Now let's say that I want to make the robot move point that way. That's going to be a rotation like this. So this vector is the y vector, right? And with the right hand rule, if this is positive, this will be negative. So I can rotate around 0, 1, 0, that's the y vector, and I want to do this way, so that's going to be minus 90 degrees. As I do that, I forgot to put my glasses on, the robot points that way, all right? And I can undo that by changing the sign of this to, for example, plus 45, right? And if I repeat it again, another 45. And I could rotate around the set, but it will be really hard for us to see in the video. It will rotate the flange like this. All right?